Way back in 1883, a scholar named Max Müller asked a question that would completely reshape how the West saw its own history. And that question was, what can India teach us? The answer he found wasn't just about some distant land, it was about digging up the very roots of our own language and our own culture.
So let me start by asking you a question. What if the words you use every single day, the ones you're hearing from me right now, aren't just sounds? What if they're actually historical artifacts? Tiny, priceless treasures, maybe even older than the Sphinx, that you carry with you wherever you go. That is the incredible idea that Max Müller put forward. He argued that our language, the one you speak, is a living museum. It's a direct, tangible link to a past so deep, so ancient, that most of us have completely forgotten it even existed.
I mean, think about it. When you say a word like father or mother, you are, as Müller put it, handling coins that were in circulation long before the very first Egyptian Sphinx was ever carved. These aren't just words. They are literal echoes of our most distant ancestors.
So let's go ahead and open this museum and take a look at the artifacts inside. For centuries, these little artifacts presented scholars with a real puzzle, a total head-scratcher.
Okay, just look at the family resemblance here. It's so clear, right? In languages spoken thousands of miles apart, we're talking Latin, Greek, even Gothic, an ancient Germanic language, you see words like father, pater, and fodder. Or look at three, tres, thrace. The similarity is just undeniable. So how on earth was this even possible? Was it all just one massive coincidence? Or maybe they'd all just borrowed words from each other? Well, the theories just didn't hold up. The connection felt so much deeper, way more fundamental, but the key to actually unlocking it was missing. And then, the key that unlocked this entire historical mystery? Well, it came from one place: India.
And that key was Sanskrit, the ancient, classical language of India. Once Western scholars really started to study it, the puzzle pieces didn't just fit. They created a picture of human history that was so much grander than anyone had ever imagined.
Miller described this moment just beautifully. He said, when Sanskrit was introduced to languages like Latin and Greek, it was like an estranged family finally being reunited. And Sanskrit, he said, was the eldest sister, the one who remembered their shared history. This discovery revealed a massive language family tree. As you can see, languages from the Indic and Iranic branches in the East, all the way to Greek, Italic, Celtic, and our own Teutonic branch in the West, they all descended from a single ancient parent language. In a way, we're all speaking dialects of a long-forgotten tongue. Now, this wasn't just some dusty academic discovery. This was a game changer. It completely changed our sense of self. It revived, as Müller put it, the recollections of our shared childhood, connecting us back to a human story that we had forgotten for thousands of years. But Müller argued that this shared history, it revealed more than just words. It also pointed to shared values, and he believed that studying India could challenge some really deep-seated prejudices, especially around the core value of truth itself. I mean, just take this quote from a 7th century Chinese pilgrim. At a time when a lot of Europeans held some pretty negative stereotypes, historical records from outside observers were telling a very, very different story. And he wasn't the only one. There was a whole chorus of witnesses, from ancient Greeks and Arab geographers to Mughal ministers. They all commented on the exact same characteristic, a really profound cultural commitment to honesty and justice. This reputation wasn't some accident. It was actually rooted in a very deep philosophical concept, satya. Now, for ancient Indian thinkers, truth wasn't just about, saying things that aren't false. Satya means the real, the fundamental, unchanging reality that the entire cosmos is built on. This deep reverence for truth is just woven into the fabric of Indian culture. You can see it in this powerful line from the epic Ramayana. To be truthful wasn't just about being a good person. It was about being in alignment with the universe itself. So, what is the ultimate lesson in all of this? Well, for Müller, it was all about finding our true East. For him, it always came back to self-knowledge. Studying India wasn't some exercise in memorizing a bunch of facts about a faraway land. No, it was a journey to understand ourselves. And this was his final, really powerful idea. A true education, Muller argued, is what allows you to find your east, and not just a point on a compass, but your origin point, the place where your language, your culture began. And it's only by understanding that true east that you can finally figure out your real place in the world.
So, the next time you speak, just remember that museum of antiquities that you carry around inside you. That history isn't just in a book somewhere, it's right there on the tip of your tongue. Which kind of makes you wonder, what other forgotten history lives on in you?